They say that women change. It is so. But you are ever constant in your changefulness. Like that still thread of falling river, one from source to last embrace in the still pool, ever renewed and ever moving on. From first to last, a myriad water drops.
My headache last night prevented me from accompanying Randolph to dear Crab Robinson's for a dinner honoring the poetess Christabel Lamote. He was reluctant to attend without me, but I was persistent and finally persuaded him.
Ash, do you know Professor Spear? Good evening. Mrs. Jameson. Mrs. Jameson. Charmed. Miss Glover.
Miss Glover.
And Miss Lamote.
Miss Lamote. The highest pleasure.
Randolph reported the party went off very well indeed. The discussion of poetry was animated, with Miss Lamote speaking more forcibly than anyone expected.
Surprises me, madam, that a lady who lives as quietly as you do would be aware of my modest success.
Oh, I'm very aware of it. The papers herald you weekly. It is you, however, who surprised me.
And why is that?
Judging from your work. I'm surprised you'd even acknowledge my existence, or any woman's for that matter, since you show us such small regard on the page.
You cut me, madam.
And I'm sorry. I only meant to scratch.
Like this, not bare.
A brilliant, dusty hutch of mysteries, a cabinet of curiosities. What did my eyes first light on?
I am a creature of my pen. My pen is the best part of me. I send you now 2 more poems.
I eagerly read your mythic tales of Maya and found them both charming and sad. Your verse is rich, but perhaps the metaphor is richer.
Dear Mr. Ash, I live circumscribed and self-communing. It is best so. Not like a princess in the thicket, more like a spider in her web.
Inclined to snap at visitors or trespassers, not perceiving the distinction until too late. Thus it is unwise to call.
I know you live very quietly, but I could be very quiet. I only want to discuss Dante and Shakespeare, Wordsworth and Coleridge and Goethe. Not forgetting, of course, Christabel Lamote and the ambitious fairy project.
Oh, sir, things flicker and shift, all spangle and sparkle and flashes. I have sat all this long evening by my fireside, turning towards a caving in, the crumbling of the consumed coals to where I am leading myself, to lifeless dust, sir.
My dear friend, for I may call myself a friend, may I not? I speak to you as I would speak to any person who possesses my true thoughts. For my true thoughts have spent more time in your company than in anyone else's these last few weeks. And where my thoughts are, there am I in truth.
My dear friend, it has been borne in upon me that there are dangers in our continued conversation.
The world would not look well upon letters between a woman living in shared solitude as I do, and a man. Even if that man were a great poet. And if one is to live in this way, it is imperative to appear respectable in the eyes of that world, and your wife. It is a sealed pact. It is a chosen way of life in which I have been wondrously happy, and not alone in being so.
I have chosen a way, dear friend. I must hold to it. Be patient, be generous, forgive. May I also request that you return my correspondence to me. In this way, at least our letter shall remain together. I have known incandescence, and must decline to sample it any further. This now goes to the post. Forgive its faults, and forgive me, Christabel.
My dear Christabel, your letter came as a shock to me, I will confess. I was at first not only shocked, but angry that you should write so. As you have asked about my wife, however, I will tell you. I love Ellen, but not as I love you. There are good reasons which I cannot discuss why my love for you may not hurt her.
I do not feel I have been a proper wife to you, Randolph. Without children, without ever any kind of physical...
Nonsense, Ellen. Nonsense. There are many types of love. All sorts. And ours are good between us. This has been most profound. I must say to you what is in my mind. I've called you my muse, and so you are. I could call you with even greater truth. My love.
Whoa, whoa.
What?
Whoa.
What? Don't do that.
So
What?
he sends his response, he sends her more letters, and she doesn't answer him. She ignores him. Typical.
No. She chose her life with Blanche. It's not typical. It's remarkable.
I shall hope against hope that this note is the dove, which will return the wished-for olive branch. My letters are like Noah's ravens. They have sped out across the
They
Thames.
have sped out across the Thames, and yet have not returned. I send this note by hand in the hope that you might receive it.
Where are the letters?
They're gone. I tore them up.
Burn them. And the others from my desk.
See. I beg for us to be as we were, Christabel. Sweetheart, please.
This house, so happy once, is full of weeping and wailing and black headaches. I ask myself to whom I may turn and think of you, my friend, the unwitting cause of all this grief.
I shan't forget the first glimpse of your form, illuminated as it was by flashes of sunlight. I have dreamt nightly of your face, and walked the landscape of my life with the rhythms of your writing ringing in my ears.
I shall never forget our shining progress towards one another. Never have I felt such a concentration of my entire being. I cannot let you burn me up, nor can I resist you. No mere human can stand in a fire and not be consumed.
You mind reading that last part out one more time?
I cannot let you burn me up, nor can I resist you. No mere human can stand in a fire and not be consumed. That?
Yeah. Thank you.
And I took your hand. Mine rested in yours with trust and belief.
Do you have regrets?
I should regret venturing out to Crab Robinson's party that evening. I should regret it, but I do not. Not even in that most sensible corner of my heart. What are we to do?
I do not wish to damage your life. Nonetheless, I shall be in the church at noon tomorrow, with what strikes me as the holiest of prayers, that you should join me on a journey to Yorkshire, a journey out of time, beyond our lives here on earth.
Do you wish to be lodged separately? Respectably elsewhere from me?
I want to be with you. I understood that was what we had decided. These 4 weeks only are ours, but ours alone.
I hope you will accept this ring.
I have brought a ring too. You see? Proof of my resolution.
You take my breath away.
Not yet.
No, not yet. Shall we go out then to explore?
Your hands are shaking. You afraid?
No. A little.
these are and were there. The garden and the tree, the serpent at its root, the fruit of gold, the woman in the shadow of the boughs, the running water and the grassy space.
How can we bear it? Every day we will have less.
Would you rather have had nothing?
Oh, no. I thank God that if there had to be a dragon, it was you.
What are you doing?
It's a poem. I've been writing it as I've watched you.
You're not pleased with it?
On the contrary, I think it perfectly expresses the joy I have felt with you.
And why that?
These feelings, I want them to survive. I know I can never declare all this love. There. I've said it. I know it cannot be declared to the world. All I may do is scatter these words from the train and hope that they somehow take root.
They will flourish. I swear it.
(1859), and the subsequent arrival of a mysterious visitor.
I know how things are. I wish to help you.
You know how things are, do you? Tell me, Cousin Sabine, how do you think things are with me? I am a grown woman. You are a girl. I do not desire any help from you.
Christabel's condition became worse after she received word from London that her close friend had died.
She left England.
Please, make a circle with your hands. Close your eyes. White House, valley, a waterfall, child laughing, two people. Deception. Letters. Two people. Words. Death.
What have you done?
A field.
Where's the child? What have you done with the child?
You have made a murderess of me.
Dear madam, we are older now, and my fires at last are out. I know that you are more than aware of my name, but I find you must see it in print one last time. It has been made known to me that your husband is near to death, so I have writ down, for his eyes only, some things. I find I cannot say what things, and have sealed the letter. If you wish to read it, it is in your hands, though I must hope that he will see it first and decide. I have done great harm, though I meant none to you.
Are you sure we should be doing this?
I told Blackadder we'd just take a look before we handed it over to the museum. Can you hold that there? Look at this.
It's her handwriting. My dear, my dear. They tell me you are very ill. Perhaps I'm wrong to disturb you at this time with unseasonable memories. But I find I have, after all, a thing which I must tell you. You will say it should have been told 20 years ago, but I could or would not. You have a daughter who is well and married and the mother of a beautiful boy. I sent you her picture. You will see she resembles both her parents, neither of whom she knows to be her parent. When I said at that terrible séance that you had made a murderess of me, I was speaking of poor Blanche, who then torments me daily. And I thought, let him think so then, if he knows me so little. I had a secret fear, you see. I was afraid that you would wish to take her, you and your wife, for your own. But I could not let her go.
And so I hid her from you, and you from her. She loves her adoptive parents most deeply. Me, she does not love. So I am punished now, living at Seal Court with them and watching her grow. I have been angry for so long, with all of us. And now, near the end, I think of you again with clear love. Did we not? Did you not flame, and I catch fire? Was not the love that we found worth the tempest that it brought? I feel it was. I know it was.
If you are able or willing, please send me a sign that you have read this. I dare not ask if you forgive. Christabel Lamote. Ash never read this. He never knew he had a child.
You're descended from both Christabel and Ash.
My God.
All these clues, they're for you.
For us.
So beautiful.
There are things that happen, not spoken or written of. A poet walked out one summer's day, seeking forgiveness from a love long lost. He found something else instead. This is how it was. Morning.
Good morning.
What's your name?
May Bailey, but I have another name I don't like.
Do you? What's that?
Maya Thomas and Bailey.
Well, Maya was the mother of Hermes. And I know a waterfall called Thomason.
A waterfall? Really?
Yes, in Yorkshire. With a lovely cave hidden behind it. Where do you live?
I live in that house down there, and my mother lives there, and my father, and my two brothers. Oh, and my aunt, Christabel, too.
Yes, I think I know your mother. You have the true look of her.
No one else says that. I think I look like my father.
You look like your father, too.
Can you make daisy chains?
Yes? Yes, I'll make you a crown. But, will you give me a lock of your hair?
Like a fairy story.
Just so. Now, do you take this note, give it to your aunt. Tell her that you saw a poet who was coming to meet her, but met you instead.
I'll try to remember.
Thank you.
con